Hey,
Oh, hey.
how's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we're doing the
Changeling.
changeling.
Yeah.
What I did
Uh,
there.
yeah, we're on episode 6 now. Um, so we catch up with Emma, don't we? This is going to be quite
Yeah,
a short video, I think. Um, but we catch up with Emma and see what happened after she killed the changeling. And it's obvious now that it wasn't a baby, it was a changeling because in the crib it was just soil and a branch. It was like a little tree, a
yeah.
twig
Like a
of
twig
a,
thing.
of a
Yeah.
branch. She takes that with her.
Escapes the flat. Yeah.
Yeah, she got a text off a mystery guy again saying that, oh, they told you to put the phone away. And she threw the phone at that point.
Yeah. That was interesting because like she sort of goes on the run and goes on a ferry,
Yeah, yeah.
and then her sister meets her on the ferry. It's like, how did her
Her
sister know where
sister's
she was?
well wrapped up in it, isn't she?
Yeah, she's got to be
Yeah.
because like, how did she meet her? Because she threw her
Mm,
phone away. And she seemed to know all about it. She was like,
mm.
"Oh, you shouldn't have done this or whatever." So
She
she must
she
have
must have
helped her.
phoned her. Obviously, I've just killed my baby. Help me,
Yeah,
sort of thing.
I killed my baby.
Mm.
Yeah, so she sort of turns up, kind of, sort of out of nowhere, and then she's like, "Oh, you shouldn't have done this and what have you. I'm doing this because I love you," and then chucks her overboard
Yeah, to go to the island with
to
the
go to.
witches.
But like she's basically drowning in the water, and then she gets picked up by someone in a boat. Doesn't say who. But presumably someone from it has to be someone from the island. But like
Mhm.
they're just waiting there in a little boat. Doesn't make any sense. So they row to the island. She gets there, and that Malcolm in the Middle mum sort of meets her, and she's like, "Okay, I've done everything you wanted. You need to tell me." She's quite irritating, this woman, because like she literally just refuses to answer any questions. Like we've had 2 episodes, I think, with her, and she just doesn't. She hasn't revealed anything at all.
Well, I mean, what Emma wants is where the fuck is my kid?
Yeah, and she's just like, "We'll
Mm.
talk about it later." Like she just never ever says anything. We'll get you
Nothing
better first.
straightforward with it. Yeah,
Nothing.
I don't like the witches. I think there's something fucked up with them.
No, exactly, because they're like
Yeah.
sort of like, oh, they're living in a lovely commune, all sort of like seeming nice, but they're pretty horrible. They just so they sedate her
Mm.
because she's like, I'm going back. And it's like, why would you go back? You just left. But like, well, because they lied to her. So they sedate her, stick her in a fucking cage. Yeah, I've worked
The
head woman.
important thing I think as well is Emma says she feels that her son is on the island.
Something like that, yeah. She's
Something
like,
like
it
that.
definitely feels like he's alive, but then all mums say that, don't they? I
Mm.
don't know. But but she's straight away. She's like looking to escape. Um, she wants to get away. Um, she's wandering around the island, sort of reading this poem, which
Mm.
presumably came from a children's book, and I think
Yeah.
the kids, one of the
I think
books
it was
her
from
husband had.
yeah, Apollo's childhood. His dad used to read this book to him, and he's been obsessed with it ever since. And
Yeah,
he was reading it to his son, and obviously his wife knows about it. So that the poetry in that book is kind of like a clue to where she thinks her child is, sort of
yeah.
thing.
Not quite sure where the
Yeah.
connection is, but like obviously his dad's connected to the whole thing. Not a lot of it is making a great deal of sense. But she's basically chilling out at the place with the other mothers, and she asks one of the other mothers, can you tell me how to get off the island? She's like, I can't, and then she just does. Um, so she just escapes, grabs the boat, escapes, goes back to New York. I mean, that's a lot of rowing. I
Yeah.
imagine, even if it's short distance, right? If you're not used to it, it's going to be
Yeah, you'd be
knackering.
well buff after that.
And she
Yeah.
goes back to where she works, which is a library, and just walks in the front door. Not sure if she's still got a key or anything like that. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. And she just steals a load of books. So she steals some kids' books and a dictionary for the head woman. Um,
She
While
did the
she's
book for herself as well, like
Oh yeah,
recognising
identifying
trees.
plants. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. She sees a news report while she's there, and there's a news report of the murder of the baby, and husband is alive but severely injured and stuff.
Mm.
Then she goes back to the island, more rowing. Must be knackered,
Mm.
and brings the books, and she talks to the other mother, the mother who sort of helped her to escape, and said, did you find anything in the crib? And she said, yeah, there was dirt and a leaf. And she's like, do you still have it? And she goes, no, it's a leaf, which is,
Yeah.
fair enough, really. You just think it had blown in through the window, wouldn't you?
Yes. I mean, what would you do? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a leaf. I'm going to throw it away. I don't think it's a fucking clue. Um, but there you go. So she draws her a picture of the leaf, and she wanders around in the forest again and has a lie down, and then the exact same leaf falls from a
Into
tree and
a
lands into
hand.
her hand.
So do you think she's a sorceress then? Or doesn't know it? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like Apollo's probably a god and he doesn't know it.
I don't know. I mean, I think maybe that's potentially what we're looking at here. We're sort
Mm.
of looking at the sort of goddess divine thing, maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't really, I mean, it's kind of alluding to that. I mean, she
Mm.
met some sorceress before, didn't she? But I don't know. I don't
Mm.
know. I still don't really know what's going on there. I'm a bit more confused than I was before.
Mm.
But she identifies this, what should we call it? This leaf as a Norway maple or something.
Yeah. An invasive
Um,
species from Norway.
from Norway. So then she goes back to New York again, more rowing. So she's sort of like popping back for the day and then going back. She must be absolutely shattered. But the woman's like, don't go wandering around the streets. These people will help you out. And it turns out there's a whole underground community of homeless people.
Yeah, I kind of mind a bit Willy Wonka for me there.
Yeah, me too. So there's this kind of annoying guy on a mobility scooter.
Yeah.
No, he's not annoying because of that. He's just a bit annoying.
But
Just sort of
it
like,
was what annoyed me was the he was speaking in prose rather than actual talking, and
yeah,
I just thought, oh, it's a bit weird. I don't
randomly
like
going,
it.
ha ha ha,
Ha ha ha.
sort of that shit like that. Just, again, we're talking about the poor people and how, eternally cheerful they are in their in
In their
their in their
poverty.
in their poverty. Yeah, exactly. So he makes a big point. He basically drives through a fucking tunnel to take her somewhere else, but he's showing her their world underneath, and they're all sort of like very, very
I mean, it's
diverse
a cool
and crazy.
idea.
Yeah, exactly. But like, there's no like
The
people like
Willy Wonka
kicking.
shit could be cut straight out there. They
Yeah,
don't have to make it magical.
there's no people
Uh,
like stealing off each other or kicking the shit out of each other.
yeah, or getting drunk on,
Yeah,
and then
they all.
taking some meth and having a psychotic episode, which
Yeah,
is what normally
exactly.
happens down on a tube station. I
Or
know because I worked in
yeah,
one.
or arguing because they're also come from different cultures, and like, you said something that's offensive to me in
Yeah.
my culture, that sort of stuff. None of it's happening. They're all just having a great time, but they're all working. They're all doing
Mm.
things. They're either planting things or they're doing what have you, because they need to work. Working class
I mean,
people
it'd be
need to
cool if
work.
that was a thing.
Yeah,
That would be
exactly.
really, really cool if that was a thing.
It's all like a perfect economy. But yeah, a bit far fetched, like you say. It's all kind of like they're all just like, it's like play school under there, but they're all adults. Do you know what I mean? They're all just sitting around doing what they want.
Yeah, I could
Um,
just see the if everybody was down there, there would be issues.
yeah,
Yeah.
like no one knows they're there. Like they don't have people occasionally go down there to inspect the tunnels or
Yeah, where do
anything.
they go for a shit?
Yeah, exactly. Probably in
Yeah.
the
I know where they're
city.
getting their water from. Apparently, they get the electricity and water are fair enough, but food, do
Yeah,
they venture out? I mean, they're growing shit down there, but and they've got a pig. But where they
yeah.
gonna are they gonna slaughter that pig
That's what
there
I thought.
or
Yeah, he goes, "This
yeah,
is Henry," and I was like, "Oh, they like animals, but are you going to eat it? What's the point in having it otherwise?" Because, like, surely there'd be children who would be better off, if you've got food to waste on a pig.
yeah?
I don't
And if
know.
some of these people are on drugs, then
Yeah, he said some people are on drugs, some people are not.
where are they getting that
That's
shit
cool.
from?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. You're making
yeah.
your own drugs as well, selling them. Is that what they are? drug
Yeah.
dealers. I
Don't
don't know.
know, don't know,
Yeah,
but yeah,
it
it
didn't
it
ring
did
true
sort of
at
turn me
all.
off a little bit. Just the Willy
Yeah,
Wonka and this of it, it kind of turned me off a little bit.
yeah, because I mean, homeless communities are generally that utopian. Do you know
No.
what I mean? Like, it's not just like
No,
you have
like
to watch
I've
your back.
worked in stations, they're not.
Yeah,
I
do you
mean,
know what I mean?
you
It's
get 6 stone crack prostitutes are walking through with a limp because their groin's so inflated with disease.
yeah,
You get people shitting themselves on the
yeah,
platform, and it's like a slurry
but there's
of
none of that.
like
Yeah,
5 pints of slurry of someone shitting themselves because they've taken too many drugs, someone punching in the face because they're not with it,
yeah,
someone nearly dying of hypothermia because they've slept outside in January. It's
yeah.
not
There's none of
fairy
that.
lights and Willy Wonka, that's for sure. Yeah.
It's all sort of like rather utopian. Maybe we'll find out that not as it seems or something. But I don't know. I think that was just a very
I
sort of
mean, I thought
a
they were
very
maybe
sort of
going for like a fairy tale thing, sort of. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, and I mean, ugh. But
Yeah. I mean,
it
I'm not upset with it. I'm going to watch the next
no,
episode, but
no. It just was
it was a little bit of
incongruent.
a
Yeah,
turn off. That's all.
it
Yeah.
just seemed a bit sort of like really like if this
Mhm.
show is sort of grounded. I mean, it's grounded in reality, but like in order to make the fantastical more fantastical, you need to ground it in reality. Like what would you do? Suspension of disbelief, but like
Mhm.
that just seemed a bit too far
It
fetched.
was a bit too far. Yeah.
But yeah, so he basically says, "Come with me," blah blah blah, and then he takes us to some station, says, "You can get out here," and like there's people on the platform, they can see them walking out of the tunnel. Like there's no way no one would go, "What the fuck?" There's people just walking out of the tunnel.
Mhm.
She's still wearing the clothes covered in blood that she killed her baby in,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
right?
the blood was actually from her husband, but I
From
mean,
her
she did it
husband,
in with a
maybe.
hammer, you know.
But yeah, what we went with it. Well, we had to, and
Mm.
then so she just manages to get up onto the platform of the station, then leave. Doesn't need a ticket or anything, obviously, to get out. Um, and she goes back to the library again. She's sort of nicking books. Then someone comes in early. She hides in the bog
Mm.
while she's in there. That's the toilet for those of you in America. And while she's in there, she hears gunshots. So we're like, okay, so this is taking us back to when Apollo,
Comes and tries to find out
yeah,
where she was. Yeah.
yeah, brought a shotgun, and she sort of like sees that happening, sort of out the corner of her. She's hiding around a corner and stuff. She manages to sort of get out without any of them noticing, but the police see her leaving, so she gets chased by the police, runs back to the station, runs down the platform, and then just literally goes through that little door, and the guy's waiting with a mobility scooter,
Yeah.
and just drives off at like 4 miles an hour, and the police just stop. They're like, "Oh, we've lost her."
Yeah, I thought that. I thought they would
Fuck right
totally
off.
fucking run after
You'd
that.
shoot him. Like
Yeah,
she's just
well, there's
left a
that.
fucking crime
That's
scene
true.
where someone's
It's
fucking
New
shot a
York,
gun.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd have shot them. Someone's just
Mm.
fleed a fucking a gun incident at a
It could
crime
happen in
scene.
England. It
Yeah,
could happen in England. I'm not so sure with the
yeah.
New York.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Yeah, I think they would have probably just at least fired a warning shot, said fucking stay or tased them or something. Anyway,
Yeah.
but she gets away. She has a chat with the guy, and she's talking about what she's up to, and she's living her life according to this poem, looking for a fucking tree, and he's like, "Oh, I can help you out." Um, so yeah, she's looking
He
for
narrows down. She gets a map of the
the Nor
Norwegian maples
yeah,
in the area, and he narrows it down to one forest. I mean, forest is.
Little Norway. He goes, yeah, Little Norway. This area used to be called Little Norway, Norwegian maple.
I mean, the new forest in England is fucking huge.
Yeah.
It's fucking huge.
So yeah, exactly. And again,
A wood or a copse, or
yeah,
a small amount of trees. I don't know what the other groupings are, but a
not sure.
forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be fucking miles, miles and miles. Yeah,
So yeah. So he's like, well, you could start looking there. I mean, that was a bit of a stretch, just because the place is called Little Norway, and she's looking for a Norwegian maple. Like, I mean, even in the map she had, they were all over fucking this city.
I think I
So
was supposed to be going with the fairy tale. You know, you get
yeah,
the clue, you go and thingy the clue, and I mean, it's cool. She's looking for a kid, which is, you
yeah,
know, that's understandable, and yeah, but it's gone more fairy tale over the last episode, and
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I'm cool with that.
I think. I mean,
Um,
this episode seemed. I was thinking that did they have to do this flashback? Could they not just done it at the time? But I suppose we try to
yeah,
get
I
rid of
mean,
the mystery or
yeah,
something. But it's weird though because like after that, she goes back to the island, more rowing
mm,
for like 5 minutes or something, and then she goes off again, and
mm.
that's how it ends. She just goes on, but the woman made a big
You'd
deal
need a
about you
roast
can't.
dinner and a
Yeah,
4 hour sleep after that.
yeah, at least. But I mean,
Mm.
so she's rowed back and forwards about 6 times across the fucking whatever the river's called.
Quite fancy a roast dinner.
Yeah, but like, but the thing is, like, they're like, you can't leave this island, but she can just go whenever she wants,
Yeah,
and no one says anything about it.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that doesn't make a
I
lot of
wouldn't wanna live
sense.
there, not with that nutty woman in charge. I mean,
No,
those other women, I mean, they're safe now. I don't think once they leave, they'll be immediately arrested for killing their children. You know, that's in the past now. They could go anywhere and do anything maybe.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe we'll find out more about the head woman. We need to because
I
like
reckon
at the
they're
moment she's just
weird.
doing my head in.
There's something weird about that.
She must be exploiting them. Or maybe she's in on it.
I think
Maybe
she's
she's in on it.
exploiting it, and I think maybe, because she hasn't given any answers. I mean, she promises the fact that, you know, you might be able to find your kids, but that doesn't happen, and that would really
No,
piss anyone off. You know,
yeah,
you've just murdered some monster, you know, and all of that, you know, that's fucking trauma. And then you turn up to this place, it's hard to find, and then, you know, they've got nothing.
yeah, nothing at all. She goes, yeah, you're never going to
They've
find
got
them
nothing
again.
for you.
But
Yeah,
like, you could have just let her deal with her
that'd
fucking
make me wanna actually kill somebody.
yeah.
Yeah.
So she's that is quite annoying that she just
Mm.
won't say anything. It's not even the fact that she says I don't know. She's just like I do know, but you need to rest first. And it's like for fuck's sake, she did the same thing.
Fuck off with your
She did,
rest.
she did the same thing to Apollo in the previous episode
Yeah,
when
I
Wednesday.
know, it wound
He's
me up
just like,
then
"What
as
does that mean?
well.
Can you bloody tell me what you're doing?" And she's like, "Let's walk." And it's like, "For
It would
fuck, are
be
you going to
time
tell?"
to strangle her. It
Yeah,
would
exactly.
be. Yeah, just give it up, bitch.
With your Karen
Yeah.
haircut. It's weird because she was wearing a weird fucking like Jedi Knight outfit as well in this episode. I don't know if you noticed. It was
Do you know, I didn't
weird.
even notice that.
She was wearing like a sort of cummerbund and a sort of like robes underneath a long cloak thing. I was like, what the
Something
fuck's that all
fucked up
about?
with her, man.
With a
She's not
fucking weird
right.
blonde Karen sort of shit.
She's probably evil. I think she's
Yeah,
probably
I think
evil.
she. I
She
mean, I
might
don't
even be
trust.
in league with the fairies and,
Yeah,
you know, feeding them babies, you know?
excuse me, bit sneezy there,
Maybe
but
she'll
yeah.
turn
So
into like a big demon with horns, and then Emma and Apollo will kick her ass later. I'm hoping.
Yeah, because they seem kind of superfluous, really. I mean,
Mm.
again, it's like you've got these weird groups. I don't know what they're trying to say is that if you get groups of women together, they have a perfect, peaceful existence. If you have groups of sort of like
Yeah.
diverse,
Man, I
poor
went to a
people
girls' school. That ain't
together,
true.
they're all going to be a thing, but everyone else is fucked. It
Yeah.
just kind
My
of doesn't really
first
matter.
day, someone punched someone's teeth out.
Yeah,
On my
exactly.
first day in a girls' school.
Yeah,
Seriously, that
but they're all just
women.
sort of like, yeah. I think that
I
I don't
think
know.
men are more the better at violence because they've got the strength, but women are as violent. I would say they're just not as effective.
I don't know, but
I don't know.
again,
Punching someone's teeth out is pretty impressive. I
but
suppose
yeah,
if
again,
you know
I just
that's
think
what you're going
like
for.
it's just if they're trying to push this thing upon that like women are peaceful people when given the chance they're going to run things and everything's going to be fine. I find that
I think people.
nonsensical,
I
but
think
also the
as a
same thing
whole,
with
we need a mix. We need a mix of men and
yeah,
women. Hopefully, not insane, and
yeah,
then
but
we could probably get on with things. But you know,
yeah. So I didn't quite believe that. Like they spend all their day
mm,
sort of like sitting outside reading books to children. It's all a bit perfect, but yet
mm,
they've got no problem with the fact that they've got people chained up in the basement.
mm.
Um, So
drugging them. Where the fuck
and
they get the
drugging them,
drugs
yeah.
from?
But yeah, the sort of
Yeah.
homeless people thing was fucking weird. Like it just sort of like it just didn't ring true
It
at
is a
all.
little bit over the top.
Yeah,
Maybe
do you know
they
what I mean?
just
Not
toned it down a bit.
nothing against homeless people. I mean, I'm just talking about people in general. You don't get, it just doesn't happen.
In real
Like,
life,
you know
no,
what I mean? It's like you
no.
need fucking a police force down there. You need to start your own police force, and
Yeah,
they
I mean,
probably
they'd
end
be
up.
like prostitutes sucking off fat men in the corner. You know what I mean? That is
Yeah,
what it's really like. Needles everywhere, people
yeah.
shitting on the street. That's how it is, you
But I
know.
think, yeah. So I don't know what the point they were trying to make there, which is just that
Mm.
you can get along if you give them a
It'd
chance.
be
Because I mean,
lovely. It'd be
but
fucking great. I'd be
yeah,
homeless if that was a
I don't.
an
Yeah,
option,
I
you
didn't think.
know.
I didn't think that made a lot of sense.
Mm.
So kind of, so lots of rowing.
Yeah, I mean, it's still
Um,
really well done. I kind of like the idea that she went to find her son and she had the clue, the branch, and she had a look for it. I wasn't quite sure how she triangulated on the island.
no, because the other
Um,
guy was trying to find it, and he had a boat or something, and he couldn't find it. Like they couldn't find
yeah,
this island.
we
There
just
can't be that
triangulated
many.
on the fact that the boy was on the island,
Yeah,
or whether these trees themselves are like part of of a network. So if you've got a fairyland within inside the tree, that each of these Norway maples you can travel
fairyland.
from. Well, yeah, because that's what I'm thinking the kid is. The kid's been kidnapped by fairies,
Yeah, I think
and
so.
they maybe use the maple trees, the Norway maples, as a network of an underground city or
Oh
something, and
God,
they can pop up in any tree. I don't know.
maybe.
I'm just going with it,
Yeah, I
but
don't know.
yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it was all
I
right.
don't know.
I'm going to watch the next one. Obviously, I'm quite
Uh,
interested to see. It'd be nice
Well,
to
I
see
mean, just
Apollo
like
again.
yeah, because Apollo's the best character in it. He's just
Mm,
like he's because he's in the dark as well. But like his wife just hasn't told him all this stuff that happened when she was away. Not that she
mm,
has to tell him, but like you think it was important. I met this fucking weird, creepy woman who said all this stuff, but like
mm.
but
Her
you
sister's
kind of
well in
if
it. I think her sister's one of them
yeah, I
witches.
think it
Yeah.
make a lot of sense. Um, we didn't see like I like Apollo's mum as well.
Oh, she's great. Yeah, yeah.
There's I
I
like
like
those.
Apollo. He just seems grounded.
Yeah,
You can. He's just doing like normal human shit. That normal humans do, and react in a normal human way rather than
yeah,
going absolutely bananas and doing weird stuff.
yeah,
So yeah,
exactly. So
it'd be nice to see him again and see where the story's going because he's the grounded one, I think.
mm,
And his mum, I love his mum. Yeah,
yeah. So like so yeah, I'm more interested in that. I wasn't super keen on. I'm not sure what this added to, apart from the fact that she's still alive, but we kind of knew that. But like
yeah.
yeah, there's too much rowing because I don't think that's realistic,
I
and
think
also
probably the most important thing was the fact that we knew that the kid wasn't a human
yeah,
baby. She didn't kill a human baby. She killed a
yeah,
changeling. So
yeah.
that's
It
cool.
still didn't even really hasn't gone into like who who told her to kill the changeling.
It was
It still
them.
has, yeah, but like I mean, it doesn't really say why, and why do you have to kill it? Why
Oh, I
can't
don't
you just
know.
like get
Actually, yeah,
it
that's a point.
fucking
You
you
could
can
just
get it
leave it.
DNA tested or something. Take it
Mm,
to a doctor. I mean, they said it was all right, didn't they, the baby? But I don't know. It just seemed it's a stretch in the disbelief thing a little bit too far
mm.
for this one. I mean, I'm hoping it's going to all come together and stuff. But
It's still really
I'm,
well done. Yeah, I'm liking it.
it is really well, yeah. But
The
this,
the
yeah,
the
it
the
was
Willy
just
Wonka thing
fucking
did
weird.
put me off, but I did watch it. So, but I'm really looking forward to seeing Apollo and hopefully see
Yeah,
his mum. Yeah,
yeah, and seeing what's going on there. Yeah, I
yeah.
can't really think of. I mean, she must be exhausted rowing a
I
boat
couldn't do that. My arms would fall off.
there and back like
I
three or
would
four times.
literally probably try and drown myself rather than to
Yeah,
do any more exercise.
and there's like I don't know. It just seems weird, right? Especially doing your boat in the middle of the night. I mean, there must be patrols and things. There might be. I don't know.
I
Not saying it's
reckon
illegal to row a boat, but like surely
no, you'd
if
need.
there's some
There's
boat
a
lanes and
harbour
stuff,
master. There's
yeah,
I
they'd be
know
like,
this from doing. Uh,
yeah, so they'd be like,
there's a harbour master. There's a port authority. There's
mm,
police on the water. There's but unless there's some kind of some magical, like Yamaskara or whatever the fuck it's called,
not sure.
the Wonder Woman's island, Themyscira,
Oh, is that what it's called? I
like
don't
some
know.
kind of magical cloud floats over it. Because the woman
Yeah,
did say that you'd have to be an actual god to find it. So that tells
mm,
me that Apollo's actually a god.
yeah, yeah. Not sure, not sure. Well,
Yeah,
I suppose we'll find out. But
yeah,
yeah,
we
I
will.
mean, I'm enjoying it. It's different. It's very different, and I kind of like stories like this.
It's good quality. Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? But it's like I think the appeal for the first few episodes is it was very kind of realistic.
Mm.
It's the mystical only came into it in a little bit.
Yeah, it
The
was only
the
touched upon. Yeah.
mystical's fine, but like portraying like actual non-mystical human beings living in these fucking utopias in utter dirt, and I mean the house
Particularly
they live in,
homeless.
the house the
Yeah.
women live in, you see it twice. It's like a shack, and like even
Mm.
the upper floors don't even have window frames in them.
No.
It's just like open and fucking curtains blown out full of shit.
Yeah, you'd build that shit
It's
up,
like
wouldn't
there's
you?
no, yeah. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But they're all having a great time because they're all fucking like
Yeah, no, it's summer.
fucking ridiculous.
They've got mystical fucking weather over there as well.
Maybe they have, I don't know.
Mm.
But yeah, so it's getting a bit unbelievable. But we'll
Mm.
see what happens.
Yeah. We'll see
Yeah,
what happens.
nice.
All right, man. I'll see
That's
you
all I've got
later.
to say. Yeah, right on. Let us know what you think. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can like and subscribe if you want.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
Whatevs.
Whatevs. All right then. Well,
See
we'll
you
see you
then.
next time. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.